Hey there everyone, my name is Jason Winter, and here are my predictions for free-to-play gaming in 2021. Now, if you follow me on MMO Bomb, you'll know that I make these predictions every year, and I'm okay at it. I mean, I'm never totally wrong, but I'm never quite totally right either. For example, last year I predicted that Rocket League would go free-to-play in 2020, which I totally nailed, but I was a little off when I said that City of Heroes would get officially sanctioned servers again, so some good, some bad, but mostly fun. You can check out how I did on mmobomb.com, as well as read about my predictions for 2021 there. I'll go over those predictions here, which I guarantee will be absolutely 100% entertaining. Yeah, I want to be correct, but you also have to take a few chances if you're going to do this sort of thing. That just makes whatever victories you do score all that much sweeter. Now, if you're ready, it's time to peer into the future. In the past few years, it's been common for a game with a solid audience and payment model to go free to play. In 2019, it was Destiny 2. In 2020, it was Rocket League. For 2021, I think Among Us will be the game that goes free to play on all platforms, probably in the latter half of the year. It's already free on mobile devices, but carries a $5 price tag on PC and Switch, and for its Xbox launch later in the year. You can't blame Innersloth for wanting to cash in on its surprise hit, but I think that once it gets that initial bunch of sales on Xbox, it'll make the game free to play everywhere. Now for some bad news. Ubisoft isn't happy with how its fast-paced, free-to-play battle royale Hyperscape has performed, admitting in September that the game was, quote, not able to achieve the high expectations we set for ourselves. While we can't look at exact player numbers, it hovers around 100 viewers on Twitch, which is really awful for a game that tried so hard to reach out to Twitch streamers and viewers with its integrated gameplay concepts. Ubisoft has tried to keep the game fresh with new modes and frequent balance patches, but nothing seems to be working. I think Ubisoft will chalk this one up as a loss and turn out the lights of Neo Arcadia for good at some point in 2021. There were a lot of delays in 2020, but I think it'll get better in 2021. In particular, I predict 3 hotly anticipated games will launch during the year, if you include open beta or free early access as launch. If things return to normal in 2021, look for grinding gear games to try and run another ExileCon later in the year. If that's the case, Path of Exile 2 would certainly be on display, with some playable build being available not only to the public at the show, but to everyone throughout the world. Seeing the progress Lost Ark has been making in other regions, I think we'll get a chance to try it out in 2021. With Amazon Games likely to be a publisher of the title, I anticipate Smilegate's ARPG to be available for North American and European players maybe before the midway point of the year. My third guess is a bit of a long shot, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Riot's Project L will also be playable by the end of the year. That's the fighting game set in the League of Legends universe, which we've heard very little about since its announcement, but given the pace at which Riot pushed out Legends of Runeterra and Valorant, I think we'll get a chance to play Project L sometime in 2021. Daybreak Game Company made a lot of headlines toward the end of 2020. It was purchased by Swedish publisher Enad Global 7, confirmed that it fully owned Standing Stone Games, and even let it be known they had a licensing deal with Marvel. So what does all that mean for Daybreak in the new year? My guess is not too much. I know a lot of people are anxious to see what the new ownership will mean for Daybreak, especially for the EverQuest franchise, but I think it's going to be a mostly quiet year for the company, which will be satisfied to just expand upon its existing games, while EG7 figures out exactly what it can do to revitalize this new acquisition. Okay, so this one is a little nebulous, but I look at some of the surprise hits of 2020, games like Fall Guys or Phasmophobia or Among Us or Genshin Impact, and I think that's something we're going to see a lot more of going forward. Unheralded games coming out of nowhere and becoming massive hits practically overnight. So my final prediction for the year is that we will indeed see another free-to-play game repeat that kind of success in 2021 and become a massive unexpected hit. Now, what qualifies as a game being unexpected or from out of nowhere? I admit I'm going to have to be a little subjective here. It's going to be a sort of I'll know it when I see it kind of thing that hopefully we can all agree on when the year comes to a close. That's right, I intend to revisit these predictions around the end of the year just like I do every year. Check out my full article on mmobomb.com to read more about this year's predictions and how I fared with last year's, as well as all the best free-to-play gaming news, previews, interviews, giveaways, and much more. Till next time, I'm Jason Winter, and I hope everyone has a safe and happy new year.